everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Penny. I am a certified advanced esthetician or a master esthetician in Portland, Oregon, and I'm excited that you're here with me today because this is the first Friday Q&A. So we are going to do these every Friday. I'm going to pull some of your comments and your questions from the comment section of various videos and try to answer some of the most commonly asked questions. So feel free to ask away in the comment section, and if I don't answer you, maybe I will answer it in one of the Friday Q&As. I'm going to try my best. So I'm going to try and do about 8 to 12 questions per video to try and keep these videos at a reasonable length. With that said, let's get right into it. The first question is from Sue Masato. Guys, I'm going to look down. I made some notes of the questions and I also took screenshots of these comments so that I can read them to you. Okay, so Sue says some lovely things. I'm so glad you're here, Sue. I'm glad you're enjoying the channel. But her question is, she gets lost in the choices that she should pick for her skin. Every woman has to determine that, I know, but is it best to mix up different companies' products or stick with one brand? I actually get that question a lot. I get that question at work in the treatment room when we do consultations, and I get that question on YouTube. And I am totally an ingredients person. I am not a one brand person. I am not a, it has to be expensive. I am not a, it has to be medical grade. I'm none of those. I am an ingredients person. So my answer to that is you absolutely can mix and match through different brands, no problem whatsoever. It just matters what is in the ingredients of the products that you're choosing to use. Now, with that said, it's important to do your research and understand things that maybe make other things less, effective, that kind of thing. But 100% you can mix and match through brands, through price points, through medical grade and drugstore. Absolutely, you just want to look at the ingredients. That's what's the most important in any of these products. Now, I will say, I have said in the past that, medical grade is just a marketing term, and I do believe that. I really do. However, I do appreciate and acknowledge that there are quote unquote medical grade products that have so much research and development behind them that they are superior to all other kinds of products. So I definitely don't want to discount the fact that there are products that exist that you can get at, your plastic surgeon's office, your doctor's office, that kind of thing, that are expensive for very good reason because they have so much science and research and development behind them. But I also feel like there's lots of things that you can find at the drugstore that are fantastic and worth spending your money on there, so that sometimes you can afford some of those expensive things that have all of that research and development. I hope that makes sense. Next question is from Rainy Lodi. I hope that I pronounced that right. She would like to know what products to use before, with, and after using an LED mask. And I definitely get this one a lot too, under primarily my LED video. But okay, first of all, what I want to tell you about LED is that it's super gentle and it's good for all skin types. I will say that those of you with melasma, you might want to be careful with the infrared because there is a gentle heat that's produced, and heat can flare melasma. And you also want to be careful with those masks when they're really super close to your face, because it's just, there's heat there generally just because you've got a mask right up against your face. Setting that aside, the way that I approach LED is that I love to do a double cleanse because I like the skin to be absolutely bare underneath LED. And I know that some protocols call for putting a moisturizer on, that kind of stuff. I just like absolutely bare skin. I want that light to have nothing obstructing it from doing what I want it to do. So bare skin. So you're going to double cleanse prior to. My favorite double cleanse right now is still, I love that Physicians formula, the Matcha, the Perfect Matcha cleanser. I also love, really love right now, this one from Bioelements. This is the Sensitive Skin Cleansing Oil. This one has tremella in it, and it also has allantoin, and it also has hemp. And I am so into soothing ingredients right now. We'll get to that later. But this is another really good cleansing oil. That's on the higher end. The Physicians formula is on the drugstore-ish, and it's about $15. So I like to double cleanse with that, and then a foam foaming cleanser because I want to really get all of that oil taken away. I want that second cleanse I want it to clean the skin. Now, foaming cleansers aren't always fantastic on their own. If you have dry skin, I feel like it can kind of strip your skin, but a lot of times in a second cleanse, they kind of balance out the oil product that you just put on your skin. Okay, then bare skin during the LED treatment. And then after the treatment, I like to use hydrating, soothing, and antioxidants. That's my kind of keys afterwards. I don't tend to put on actives like, I don't use alpha hydroxy acids after LED. I don't use retinoids. I just don't. I like to soothe. So I like to use allantoin, colloidal oatmeal, beta-glucan. I like sodium PCA, hyaluronic acid, urea. Those are the kind of ingredients, hemp. I really like those kind of ingredients, tremella, after LED, just to soothe, calm, hydrate, and it's a gentle, gentle treatment. So when you ask what to use before and after, I'm always going to have all kinds of product recommendations for you guys. But what I really want you to get from my videos is ingredients, what to look for. So if something that I recommend isn't available to you, you can't afford it, there's something in it that you don't like, that you have an ingredient you can take with you and maybe you can find it in something else that you do like. So those are the things that I would look for post LED. So you want to soothe, you want to hydrate, and you want to provide antioxidant. Now, and you want to use a sunscreen, especially if it's obviously during the day. If it's a night, don't worry about the sunscreen, but if it's during the day, always use a sunscreen. And I am 100% into mineral sunscreens right now. They are better for sensitive skin sensitivities. I just feel like that's perfect post LED preference. Okay, moving on. We are going to Carol Newlands, and she said, what oil-free cleanser would I suggest for mature skin to wash before using microcurrent? Because I have said before, oil will inhibit the current from working actively and you won't know it. So it's really important to not have a bunch of oil or use an oil with your microcurrent device if this is something that you're doing at home. So I still suggest doing a double cleanse, but the importance, because you really also want to make sure that you're removing, sunscreen from the day, your makeup that might have anything that will inhibit that current. So a double cleanse is still important, and that obviously includes oil. That said, it's just super important that your second cleanse is a really good second cleanse. And so I'm still going to use like my Bioelements. I'm definitely still going to use that. And then I'm going to go on. I have some fantastic foaming cleansers that I'm loving for a second cleanse. I have one from Bioelements. It's at work. I'll list it in the description box. It's a fantastic enzyme foaming cleanser. It has, the top that looks like this. I'm really, really into these right now. I enjoy that really soft, velvety foam. I feel like it's less harsh than pouring a gel into my hand and lathering it myself. So this is another one that I really like. This is from Neogen. This is their green tea cleanser. This is not expensive. It's a Korean cleanser, and it actually has green tea leaves in the bottom. Green tea is, of course, a fantastic ingredient, you guys. I mean, fantastic. In fact, I'm sure that there will be a video in the near future all about green tea because I'm into it big time. Now, I will tell you that this particular cleanser for me with my dry skin, if I use it all by itself, I do feel a little bit tight, but this is great pre-microcurrent as a second cleanse. I feel like it balances my first cleanse, my oil or my physician's formula, whichever one I use. I have several of them. Those are the two I've been reaching for. Honestly, you guys, if you've seen me in the treatment room lately, I'm using this all the time, but I do use that physician's formula on my skin all the time too. I enjoy it. This is so great, second cleanse. I also have it in blueberry. And then I have it coming in one called Cereal, and it's like 5 grain. I think it's rice and all. It looks amazing. I haven't tried it yet, but I am all into these foaming cleansers, and I think they make a great second cleanse. But more importantly, they clear your skin of any of that balm, any of that oil first cleanse, so your skin is perfectly prepped for the microcurrent treatment. The other thing about the microcurrent treatment is that then of course you're going to use a conductivity gel. And I have told people in the treatment room, I have said it on this channel before, do not waste your money on expensive conductivity gel. It's unnecessary. And I will link the one that I get and I use literally from Amazon, you guys, that I use in the treatment room. It's ultrasound gel. It just needs to be a good conductor. And I think I get 3 great big tubes for $12. Of course, it's oil-free. It's perfect. Some of you have mentioned using aloe vera. As long as it's oil-free, that's good too. So there's definitely some options. You just want to stay away from oil because it inhibits that current. Okay, so Carol A commented under my Get Ready With Me and asked if the Tarte Found Sealer was good on older skin. That's a difficult question because older skin, first of all, is greatly relative. I'm going to be 46 in just a couple of months, and I would not consider my skin young skin. But I think what's more important is what kind of skin do you have? Because I have older friends and older clients who have oily skin, much oilier than me, and they would hate that foundation. So I would say if you have dry and dehydrated skin, that you may love that Tarte foundation. I did not find that it accentuated pores or settled into fine lines, but I do have dry and dehydrated skin, and I think that it made my getting older skin look like the best version of itself. So I definitely think that you can use that Tarte foundation if your skin isn't oily. So that would be where it wouldn't matter how old you are. If it's oily, you probably won't like it. Okay, next question is from Penny Light. Hi, Penny. I love it. I wished my name ended with an I. I think that's so, I love that. Okay, so Penny's question is, she has texture and small wrinkles on her chin, and she wants to know what she can do to take care of it. She's tried various treatments, and I would say, Penny, that what you might want to look into is chemical peel. You really might want to talk to your esthetician or a treating physician and talk to them about chemical peel. A lot of times texture is something that you can exfoliate away. Now, I do in office something called an Obagi Blue Radiance Peel. It is a pretty superficial peel, but if I do it in 2-week increments, I can get some good texture changes on people. But if you do a deeper peel, something that you have to get by a doctor, you probably could see some great improvement in your texture and definitely in fine lines. So that is something that I would look into. Botox actually is helpful, and I know you said you've tried that. Botox is helpful because it relaxes everything. It can help with the wrinkling or the fine lines and that kind of stuff. But when it comes to texture, I think chemical peels are a great option. Okay. 40 is not old, and no, it definitely is not old, dang it, has this question. You have at the beginning of a down-turning smile, and you think that there's just filler and Botox, and what I'm going to tell you is that I too, I don't know if you can tell, but I didn't used to have, my mouth starting to go that way. So I completely empathize with what you're going through. And I will tell you that the only way that I have found that anything can change in that area is I have gotten filler right out here, not in my actual lips, out here. And you would have to talk to an injector because I'm not an injector, so I'm not going to be able to tell you the perfect placement or anything. But I know that she formed like a scaffolding out here. She did like a C or a K. I remember her talking to me, and it definitely changed that. Dr. Abraham has injected me right around my mouth and definitely made a big difference. I do know that people can get Botox like somewhere in here. Again, I'm not an injector, you guys, but I know that you can get it in here, that the muscles that pull down, if they can be released a little bit, then you can get a little bit of a lift. Now, of course, you could get filler out here, or you could do Sculptra in the frame of your face and maybe get a little bit of lift that might help a little, but I would definitely talk to an injector. Microcurrent could help by, maybe strengthening the muscles a little, but it's going to be so subtle that unfortunately, I do think that probably filler and Botox, you could do a little bit of a lip flip with Botox. You can get a little, like one unit, and it can help to kind of pop up that upper lip, which can sort of just change the way that your lips look so they don't quite look so downturned. But it's definitely a question for an injector. And because it's really a very, very small amount of filler and it's a small amount of Botox, I think you might be surprised at how inexpensive that little tweak could be, because it sounds like it's just the start of a downturned smile. And I know you just don't want to look like you're unhappy. I totally get that. So yeah, I would refer you to talk to an injector, because I do think that's probably your best bet to remedy that for sure. Suzanne Melton asks about eyebrow tinting, and can I do a video on eyebrow tinting? I actually did do a video on eyebrow tinting. I'll link it at the end of this video or in the description box. What I wanted to tell you guys, so many of you talked about using Just for Men to tint your brows. I'm going to try that. I'm going to make a video, and I'm telling you right now, I'm going to try it. And if it goes completely sideways, I'm still going to put the video out. We're going to try it. I'm going to try it because I think that that is fantastic. And I think that it is more accessible to a lot of you to just be able to pick up Just for Men. I think the reason why Just for Men is so great on brows is because men's color typically is void of a lot of the warm undertones, and so we don't want a lot of warmth, unless of course you're a redhead, and then you might want a little bit of warmth in your eyebrows. But typically most people don't want a ton of warmth in their eyebrows, so those men's coloring products are perfect in tone for the eyebrows. So I'm going to take you with me. I'm going to go buy a box of that Just for Men, and I'm going to test it on my eyebrows, and that'll be coming pretty soon. You can't tell right now because I did my brows, but I just tinted my brows about a week ago. So I want to wait at least another week before I do it, so we can actually see the difference. But check out that eyebrow video that I did before, but be on the lookout because I'll do another one that's super affordable. Aksha Sohail. I hope I'm not butchering these. Your questions are, you have 3 questions about microneedling. The first one is it possible to experience nerve damage with microneedling pen? And honestly, it's pretty unlikely. I think that it's super important to be very, very conservative when you are doing any kind of needling at home. And I've always said on this channel that I don't think that it's a good idea to needle deep. If you need to needle deep, I think you should see a professional. Like if you have scarring and that kind of thing, I really think that that's when you might want to see a professional. There are places on your face that you don't want to needle deep, that you can cause, post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation, stuff like that. So when I think of at-home needling, and especially like for collagen, I'm thinking of 0.5 millimeter. And I do not think that you can get nerve damage. I think it's unlikely. I will say it's unlikely. I don't want to say it's impossible, but it's very unlikely that at 0.5 millimeter when you're needling for collagen that you're going to get any nerve damage. You ask about LED after, and LED after microneedling is absolutely fantastic, you guys. There's so many different great purposes for LED, but it can really help to kind of, spur on that collagen and elastin production. It can help create an environment that is bad for bacteria. I absolutely say that LED is fantastic after microneedling. I would say, if you're doing this at home, you would want to absolutely make sure that your LED mask is sanitary and that it doesn't actually touch your face. You've got all these open channels, and you don't want to be touching your face with anything that could introduce any kind of bacteria or anything like that. So for that, you'd want to be careful. But if you kept it off of your face and it was clean, yeah, it's fantastic. I love LED after microneedling in the treatment room as well. It's just a really awesome treatment, LED is. Okay, and then she asks microneedling basically for 20-year-olds. She's in her 20s. And my opinion on that, I really feel like when you're in your 20s, you are still producing collagen like nobody's business. And I don't think that unless you have a skin condition that necessitates microneedling, I probably wouldn't. You could derma roll at a really super shallow needle for product penetration to, keep your skin healthy on the surface, that kind of thing. But I probably wouldn't recommend medical needling. I don't think it's necessary. What I would recommend is LED. I think LED is the perfect preventative measure when you're young. I think that it is a gentle, soothing, just a really great treatment with very little, contraindications. So that would be what I would suggest over microneedling, certainly at the medical level. Okay, so Madame Susan said she did some nanoing and didn't feel anything. Is that normal? That is totally normal. I mean, what you should feel is you should feel like you're getting a vibrating massage with a pen. It is so superficial. Nano is not meant to be painful. It's not meant to feel like you're getting, microneedled. It is literally working on your stratum corneum. That is the very outermost layer of the 4 layers of your epidermis that sit on top of your dermis on your face. It is the last little layer. So nanoneedling is meant to basically kind of move cells around so that products can penetrate a little bit better into that very first layer of skin. So it's going to be so gentle. You should feel vibration, definitely, and you should feel it on your face, but you're not going to feel any pain. There could be a little bit of pink, but there might not be pink. You might not get a bunch of flushing or anything like that. I get a little bit pink because that happens to me, but if it doesn't, that's totally normal too. And sometimes the pink is from whatever product you're nanoing in. Like if I'm nanoing vitamin C, I'm going to get pink, but I'm getting pink from the vitamin C, not from the nano. It's a super gentle treatment. And I think we're so used to treatments being like really in your face and we see a bunch of stuff. There are lots of things that we do that are super gentle, that are amazing, and they don't have to be super aggressive to be really effective. And that is nano. Nano is one of those. And like I've said before, nano is one, to me, component in this trifecta of microneedling. Nano is that surface. Then your cosmetic needling is a little bit deeper. It gets into the epidermis, 2 or 3 little layers. It's in there. And then you've got your medical needling that gets all the way down into the dermis that is used to induce collagen. So you've got these kind of 3 aspects that are trying to approach your skin from different ways. So appreciate that the nano is super gentle on that outside because you've got these other modalities that are meant for treating your skin in different areas. So nano, surface, and it's going to be super gentle. So that's all the questions for today. Please leave in the comment section any other questions that you guys might have. I actually have a list. There were a lot more questions and I'm going to try and just roll into them every Friday, but I wanted to let you guys know that some of the upcoming videos, so if you have some questions, I would love to hear them. I am doing a sensitive skin routine. I have developed a great routine for myself that I am using for sensitivity. You can tell I try tons and tons of things, and I kind of did a little bit of sensitizing to my skin. I'm sure that you guys can imagine. So I developed this routine with certain ingredients and certain products, and I want to share that with you guys sometime very soon. I'm also working on an SPF video. You guys, I've tested so many sunscreens in the last, 2 months, and I'm so excited to share them with you. I have switched from chemical sunscreens or from sunscreens that are not titanium and zinc. I have switched from them to mineral sunscreens, to the titanium dioxide and zinc, and I've been in search of multiple price points, multiple finishes of sunscreen to share with you. And then I also wanted to share with you some good ingredients that might be helpful in sunscreens for sensitive skin or for dry skin, for aging skin, that kind of stuff. So that video is also coming. I am going to do a video on threads. That is the PDO threads that are dissolvable sutures that are kind of like Sculptra. They're kind of like fertilizer. They're laid down in your skin, and they can do a little bit of lifting if they're barbed, and then the thread actually dissolves over the course of 6-8 months, and what is replaced there is collagen. Gonna do a video on that. I think it's pretty exciting. The doctor that I work with does that, and it's just really cool. So I thought that might be of interest to you guys. I might do a video on the Nordstrom sale. I kind of feel like that's better left up to other people. I'm not super inspired. I'm excited to go over there today, but I'm not very head over heels. But if I find anything like super exciting, I'll definitely share that with you. I will link. There is a YouTuber that has done an incredible series. Her name is Erin Nicole. Her channel is Erin Nicole TV. I'm going to link her in the description box. She has a fantastic series. If you are planning to shop the Nordstrom sale, man, she just has a great 5-part series on the sale, and I think she works at Nordstrom, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, I would definitely kind of refer you onto that, but if I find anything exciting, I'll definitely share it with you. And then also, I just wanted you guys to keep asking questions, because this is seriously my passion. We had an event last night at work, and I was talking to people, and I'm like, I left my house at 7:30 yesterday or 8, and I got home last night at 10, and I wasn't even tired because I spent my day doing treatments and then talking skincare and talking treatments, and it's my passion. So this is so fun to me. So keep the questions coming. I am so excited to kind of connect with you guys. I appreciate all of your comments, and I think it's fun to be able to actually address them and not just type some little, response, because I read every single one. So I hope you guys are having a fantastic Friday. I hope you have the best weekend ever, and I'll see you in my next skincare video.